And that's why I don't often go to the beach. Welcome to the Daily Neitz, a daily look at classic films, modern cinema, and the world of professional wrestling. And today I want to talk about the 1964 Japanese film Woman in the Dunes. This one surprised me a little bit. When I read the synopsis and then saw the runtime, I was like, great, 2.5 hours of a dude in sand, great. And like most of my experience with Japanese cinema is Akira Kurosawa or like anime. And this didn't kind of fall into either of those categories. Clearly not anime, but it wasn't like Kurosawa films. It wasn't what I was expecting. Like, it was very modern, like score and style, and like Western as well. It felt very Western. I forgot I was watching a Japanese movie for a while until I had to read subtitles. And I wasn't expecting it to be so suspenseful. It felt like good era Shyamalan, which I feel weird saying that there was a good era of Shyamalan, but like moments like when he escapes for the first time, like I was like, I know he's not getting out of here now. There's still an hour left in this movie, but I was like on the edge of my seat, like what's gonna happen? How are they gonna catch him? Oh, he falls in quicksand, and they're saving him, but still like forcing him into captivity. For those who haven't seen this movie, I backtrack a little bit. It's about a teacher. I think his name is Junpei. I think I'm pronouncing that wrong, but it's fine. But he's got a couple days off, and he's looking for bugs at the beach, and he misses the last bus out of town, so they're like, you can stay with her for the night, down in the bottom of this pit, climb down this ladder and go, see you in the morning. And then in the morning he gets up, and the ladder's not there, and he's forced to shovel sand every night in trade for food and drink, basically for eternity. And it sounds like not a lot, so I was a little worried going into it, but little moments they sell very well, like his different escape attempts and how they escalate, the way that the villagers treat them, and how by the end of it, he's been there for months, it's just kind of like a part of life, like they have a more friendly interaction than, captive and captor. But it's still about, a man who refuses to resign himself to his fate, and a woman who has. And that's the dichotomy, that's the story. The moral is, when fate deals you a bad hand, do you just kind of sit back and take it? Or do you fight it and fight it and fight it? Now, we don't quite know what happens to either of them. The woman, who I don't think is ever named, just sits back and accepts her fate, and the last we see of her, she's pregnant, getting drug out of the pit, and we never see her back in the pit. She may have gone free. But the teacher, he's fighting his fate, and the last thing we see is a missing persons report that says he's been missing for 7 years, and he's labeled just as disappeared. So it asks interesting questions, like what happens if you fight like your destiny, if you fight the hand you've been dealt, can you fight it? Or if you accept it, will eventually the gods or karma or what have you just kind of let you go after a while? Like what? It asks some interesting questions, and it's all kind of wrapped around this nice suspenseful story that is told very well, shot very well. I've never been so sexually attracted to sand before, which I should not say probably because that's bad. But like they shot it very well, and you. Doesn't need a lot to tell this story, and they didn't take a lot. It's one set, everything happens like pretty much inside or around this house, and there's so much sand, and just the detail in the sand coming in, like every time she pulls the umbrella down, just sand spills off of it, and it's everywhere, and it gets in everything, and it makes the audience uncomfortable. It made me like check my toes for grains of sand. It makes me nervous that I live like as close to the beach as I do, which is still like an hour away. But I think it did what it set out to do very well. It told the story, and, like it definitely has me thinking about the hands I've been dealt lately and how I've been reacting to them. It's kind of making me second guess what I've been doing, But yeah, great little gem. It's on Hulu. If you have like an afternoon, check it out. It's not the most upbeat film. It's not the most fast-paced, exciting film, but it's a very good film. and I do recommend it. It's one that I can already feel is going to stick with me like sand sticks to everything. That's my attempt at a metaphor. It wasn't great. Yeah, well, that's it for today. Woman Under the Influence is what I'm watching tomorrow. Another one I haven't heard of, know nothing about, but sitting on my desk waiting for me. But until then, you can like, share, and subscribe. You can leave a comment in the comment section below. You can also follow me on Twitter at Neitz if you feel so inclined. But until tomorrow, bye.